Hello, it's Jeremy from Around the Bend Adventures. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hopefully you like it and subscribe. What we're going to do in this one here is we're going to talk about my 2021 RAM Power Wagon. I'm coming up on 1 year and 25,000 miles of drive time. So do a little talk about my experiences in the last year with this truck, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. It's not a lot. Some of the things I've done, they're kind of stacked up in other videos, but I'll roll them into this. And kind of where I want to go with it from here. And that's it. So yeah, like and subscribe, guys. All right, so first off here. So this is a 2021 RAM Power Wagon. I have the two-tone paint. I got the RAM Power Wagon 1 package, which is the kind of the entry-level Power Wagon package. It's a 2500 truck frame, but there's some big differences between the Power Wagon and standard 2500s. Right? So one of the things that I wanted is I wanted a full-size truck. I was coming from Tacomas and they were incredibly small because I wanted to be able to travel with my wife and our dogs. So obviously this crew cab has plenty of space for me, my wife, both our dogs, and all of our stuff. So exactly what I wanted. It rides very smooth, and we'll get to that in a second. So I had to step it up, but I also wanted off-road capability that I didn't have to do anything for. I'm not a mechanical engineer or auto engineer. So buying a full-size truck and adding all these things on wasn't what I wanted to do. So I wanted a from the showroom off-road capable truck. And that's where the Power Wagon came in. I was looking at either the Power Wagon or a Ford with the Tremor package. And really the big deciding factor was the fact that I didn't need all of the payload capacity that the Tremor had, but I did want some of the off-road features here. All right, so to really just kind of think about this, the Power Wagon was designed by RAM to be a full-size off-road capable truck. So kind of a work truck kind of thing to get deep into the woods for hunting, fishing, logging, whatever it is. They wanted a full-size truck that was as capable as it can be off-road. And I think they nailed it with this. Been incredibly surprised with where I've been able to take this truck. So no complaints on that. But some of the kind of the spec numbers here, I had to write them down because I'm terrible at remembering numbers. So the gross vehicle weight for this truck is 8,500 pounds. The payload capacity is 1,468, and the towing capacity is 10,520. All right, that's not very high for a 2,500. Actually, it's incredibly low. You could probably get better with that with a 1,500 with a tow package. I don't know, I didn't look. So as a comparison, a Ram 2500 Laramie package, so kind of mid-road truck, has a gross vehicle weight of 10,000 pounds, so it's 1,500 pounds heavier. That's even with the gas engine. As a payload, this is where you'll see the biggest difference. Is the payload range is between 2,913 and 3,528. All right, so that's a massive amount of difference in payload. But again, I didn't need that, so I didn't get that. And then the towing was 14,000 pounds to 15,000 pounds. So again, huge jumps up in payload capacity and towing capacity, or jumps down, if you will, if you get a Power Wagon. But with that, when they built this truck for off-road capability, they had to sacrifice something, right? That's part of the reason it doesn't come with the diesels. They want it to be lighter, so it has the 6.4 Hemi, which I'm 100% fine with. Love the engine, super fun to drive. They added a softer suspension. It's a 2.5-inch lift over the standard 2500 package from the factory, which is awesome. It has locking front and rear axles. Those are electronic lockers. Again, an amazing feature. Used them a ton. It's really nice too. You can lock just the rear axles in two-wheel drive. So that's also really nice. It has a factory installed Warren Xenon 1,200-pound winch, or 12,000-pound winch rather. Again, factory installed. So all of this came from the truck came from the factory. As you see, I have done no off-road changing to it, and I'm probably not going to. But to get that, they had to sacrifice that payload capacity. And again, it's something I didn't need. Some people will get this truck and they'll put airbags and all that stuff on it. It can be useful. I don't need to do that. Again, I don't have a trailer. I don't even have 1,000 pounds worth of stuff to put in the back. So the truck was exactly what I wanted, but it is not a 2500 truck in the load capacity range. It's 2500 truck frame, and gross vehicle weight, it's actually just about there. So absolutely love this truck, but it is definitely purpose built for some stuff. All right, let's talk about what I don't like about it, or some things that rub me the wrong way with the truck. It's honestly not a lot. I have more great things to say about this truck than I do negatives. I did purposely design this truck for me, but that is still the case. My biggest issue with it is the auto start. When you auto start it, it doesn't like to unlock. All right, it's a little happier today. Let's see if the unlock works after remote start. There it is. I don't know what it is, guys. I hope someone else has something on this. But as you can see, it kind of struggles with it sometimes. You have to hit it 3 or 4 times. Sometimes it's like range. Sometimes it'll work fine. I have no idea why. I can't get it to reproduce consistently enough to make it worth calling the dealer. If someone out there has like something for me, please let me know. I even tried the secondary key fob, thinking maybe the batteries were dying in the one I have or something. No idea. That's my biggest complaint with this truck, is that. And it's not a big deal because I can just pop the key and manually unlock it and restart the truck. So it's not a big deal. It's frustrating, but definitely, I've never had a truck that auto started before. So it's kind of like rich people. All right, moving on to what I like about the truck. Actually, everything I've already stated. I love the off-road capability. I love the interior size of it. The way it rides, that soft off-road suspension makes it so smooth on all these bumpy roads out here. It does not ride like a 2500, which is, for me, awesome. I can actually drink. I can take a cup of coffee to work in the morning without a lid on it and not spill it. And if you've ever been in Vermont, our roads aren't that good. So that's says a lot about how the truck rides. My only issue with it, and it's nothing I can do about it, it's just the nature of the beast, because the truck's a beast, is here in New England, or especially northern Vermont, we have a pile of class 4 roads. If you look at a lot of my other content, that's me driving on class 4 roads, either access hunting, fishing, or just going adventuring, and they're narrow, really, really narrow. So there's been a lot of times where I've wanted to get like video, but I couldn't open the doors because the truck was just barely fitting through some of the roads. So the size of it is difficult for off-roading, and that's its biggest drawback out in the woods, is its size. But I wanted a big truck, so I got what I wanted on that. Overall, guys, I love everything about the truck. The gas mileage, I mean, I'd love it to be really awesome, but then I wouldn't have a 6.4. So this right here really kind of makes the gas mileage low. It's not great, but I don't care. I accepted that fact when I got a full-size truck with a 6.4 Hemi in it. It'd be better if I drove like an adult. Still struggling with that because, 10 years of driving Tacomas and never being able to pass anyone. Even at a year now, I can pass people, and it's pretty awesome. So let's go take a look around the truck and kind of talk about some things. So in general, in all the off-roading I've done very little damage to it. I guess the biggest damage I've done was I caught the valance when I was backing out of actually a parking spot for mountain biking. It got caught on a rock that I drove over and kind of ripped it out, and I taped it up. I'm planning on replacing it with a aluminum or a skid plate for the front. I just haven't, it's been out of stock. AAV doesn't have it. I've hit the tube steps a couple different times, and they've held on, thankfully. One time I thought I ripped them off, but they definitely stayed on. But overall, there's no real exterior damage. Probably some branches and pinstriping from brush, because it does take up all the space, but nothing too bad. Looking at the interior, again, not done much. My biggest interior mod was I added the bullet point mounting system up there. I have a magnetic one for my phone, and then a one for the GoPro. I guess my only downside I don't like about this is it's a 2, and I guess they just released a 3, and I might do that just so that my wife can have, or Crystal can have a spot to put her phone as well. But overall, the seats are comfortable, plenty of space to store stuff. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Backseat space, basically it lives as a platform. I got a yoga mat down there for the dogs so they don't slide around when we're off-roading. I've been talking about it now for a while, doing the rear seat delete and just taking them out. I haven't yet, because like every time I get close to like pulling the trigger on pulling it out, I end up using it for something. So I haven't fully committed yet. We'll see. I got a road trip coming up and we'll see if I pull it out for that. And the biggest addition I probably made to this truck, like price-wise, was the ARE MX Series cap. So this came from ARE, color matched, and they did an amazing job. I think it looks really slick. This has that little bump up top up there that gives me about 4 or 5 inches of extra headspace in the back, which is really nice. And overall, the caps worked really good. One thing I hadn't encountered is this window is almost impossible to see through with all the snow and stuff on the roads. All right, so kind of a quick review. I don't have a lot of issues with it. The truck's been running great. I've done 3 oil changes on it. Kind of figured out how to get to the oil filter. It's kind of in a weird spot and hard to get to with the winch on it, but I've gotten good enough now that I don't really need to worry about it. Change the air filter over. That's kind of a pain in the ass. You need a socket driver to take out a whole pile of bolts to keep it sealed up. But again, not big deals. I have no real negatives about the truck. Absolutely love it. I've driven it all over and plan to continue doing so. Again, guys, thanks for clicking on the video. Hopefully you like it, subscribe, check out some more of my content, and come along for the adventure.